Lamer Gamers. This is Lamer Travis and
Rowdy 5000
for the Lamer Gamers podcast. In today's episode, which is the first episode of the new year, Season 4. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, and it may go off the rails a little bit. We're going to talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus. How do you pronounce that? I don't.
It's kind of up in the air, but I think in the trailer for it, they actually pronounced it Arceus.
Arceus. I am not bilingual in Pokemon.
People are going to fight about it no matter what.
Oh, yeah. It's like GIF and GIF, right? All right, PlayStation has a 3-letter feature you might like that I'll explain in way too much detail. And then they're going to put goggles on your face and make you see other worlds.
So, you mean the PS VR2, right?
No, I might have tried to purchase a PlayStation 5 online from a less than trustworthy seller on Facebook. I brought money, like to some shady alleyway at night, and it was dark. Then something went over my head. Then I felt what I think was really good haptic feedback on the back of my head. Then I saw stars. Then it was really dark. Then it was daytime. They may have stolen the shoestrings on my left foot and a gift card to Chili's. I mean, it wasn't the best day, but it wasn't the worst. I mean, I could have had to spend that gift card at Chili's, and that would have been bad.
Oh, that's actually the startup demo for the PlayStation 5 to demonstrate the haptics.
Oh, I did get a PlayStation 5 then.
Nah, they were probably just showing it to you. All right. Then Travis is going to give us his potentially controversial thoughts on Phil Spencer's cross-platform banning suggestions. Stalker gives up on NFTs, and I will let you know how my hunt for an Xbox Series X is go. Hey, I didn't agree to this.
Well, what do you mean? I thought the hunt for the Xbox Series X was going really well, and you're getting one shipped to you like from Walmart or something?
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about it.
But that's what we told the people.
I said I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can coax Rowdy into telling us how he's been trying to get an Xbox Series X before the end of the show. I can't promise it, but I bet it's going to be interesting. Afterwards, we'll let you know which gaming system had the best games this month in the Lamer Gamer subscription battle. I bet you can't guess who it is. And we'll end the show with a special bonus points where we asked a bunch of lamers all over the internet, mostly Twitter and Discord, what are you most excited to see in gaming for 2022? All this and more on the Lamer Gamers podcast. Rowdy, cue the music. All right, guys, let's get this news roundup started. First up, they dropped a new trailer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which is coming out March 25th. Now, I brought up some stuff from the Nintendo website. We'll go over this game a little bit, but I just want you guys to know I'm really excited about this game.
Dude, this game looks awesome.
Dude, I've always wanted a 3D Kirby game, and it's looking more like Mario Galaxy each time I see it, and that makes me excited. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, we've talked about this. My poor, sad, dusty Nintendo Switch has been sitting over there waiting for something to start it back up. I think we tried to download some sort of game the other day for my wife, and it was not very good. What was that game called?
It's okay.
She doesn't even know.
No, Garden Story.
Garden Story.
It was awkward.
Awkward game. Not weird controls.
The controls are awkward.
Have you played it?
I have not.
Okay, well, anyway, let's talk about Kirby. So I'm going to read through some of this. It says, join Kirby in an unforgettable journey through a mysterious world in a 3D platforming adventure. Float off on an all-new adventure as the powerful puffball Kirby. Explore in 3D stages as you discover a mysterious world with abandoned structures from a past civilization. like a shopping mall. I get Nier Automata vibes, though, whenever I'm reading this. You know,
Dude.
that would be cool. By the way, we need Kirby Nier Automata.
Dude.
Or, like, take Nier Automata and mod it in.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
All right, Rowdy's not going there. Anyway, copy enemies.
It's got real Rule 34 vibes.
No, we're not going there, Rowdy.
Exactly.
All right. Copy enemies' abilities like the new Drill and Ranger and use them to attack. Explore your surroundings and have the kidnapped Waddle Dees from the ferocious Beast Pack alongside the mysterious Elflin. I have no clue what I just read. Hope you're hungry for an unforgettable adventure that you can't understand. What?
I said, yeah, I don't understand what you read either.
Okay, so join up with a pointy partner. Bandana Waddle Dee. They always got a Waddle Dee that's like the second player in these games.
I thought it said Banana Waddle Dee for a second.
Banana Waddle Dee. Now, in here, you can give somebody else a... Now, I have issues with this. Pass a Joy-Con controller to a buddy to play as a spear-wielding Bandana Waddle Dee. Just let me use another freaking controller, Nintendo. They better not pigeonhole me into using a Joy-Con, or that will never happen. I'm old. I don't quite have I have arthritis, but not in my hands. And I don't want to like be up there with my little bitty controller like that. I don't like it.
I want pro controllers.
I want pro controllers. I want my big boy controllers, Nintendo. Let me use them. I paid $60 for that. Or 70. How much were they? Too much. Let's not tell our wives.
Yeah.
This is truth.
Especially since I have a controller obsession.
Yeah,
addiction.
She didn't hear it. Okay. All right. Float over obstacles and fight through enemies on your way to each stage's goal as you slash, poke, freeze, and hammer using Kirby's copy abilities. Each themed stage you travel through will hide several friendly Waddle Dees in peril. Save them to grow the home base of your adventure, the once deserted Waddle Dee Town. The Waddle Dees you rescue will unlock shops and leaderboards. Well, that's cool, and then they'll let you play games.
Nice.
Borrow their, Mortal Kombat and never bring it back. Freaking Kirby took my Mortal Kombat 3, man. I want to play as Baraka. I told you I'm a little off today. Okay. So
just a little bit.
I'm excited about this game. It looks like it plays well. Like that was my concern is, Kirby games don't have the best movement. And having a 3D Kirby game, because they make them intentionally slow, right? Because he's kind of a big puffball. But watching the video of it, it looks like the movement's pretty fluid. Have you looked through the new video?
It looks awesome, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. So maybe you know more about the next one. Do you have anything else on the Kirby?
No, not much else on the Kirby.
Right. You wanna read about the Arceus?
Yeah, man.
I need phonetics.
So on January 28th, we're getting Pokemon Legends Arceus / Diamond Pearl Gold Green Red.
Yeah. Sword number 2. We call this one Bowie Knife.
Here. Your adventure is set in the expansive natural majesty of the Hisui region in an age long ago when it was rare for people and Pokemon to live in close harmony. In time, this land of Hisui will come to be known as Sinnoh, a region you may know well. Mount Coronet rises for...
I'm going to interrupt you. In an age where it was rare for people and Pokemon to live in close harmony. So are you just going to ruin it by catching them?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Got to tame them.
Just going to ruin all the harmony that was there.
Oh, man. Mount Coronet rises from the center of the Hisui region, surrounded on all sides by areas with distinct environments. Each area is rich in its own natural features and plays host to different Pokemon ecosystems. One such area is the Obsidian Fieldlands, which is resplendent with gorgeous
Resplendent.
flowers
Splendid, Rowdy.
verdant vegetation. What's more, it appears to teem with Pokemon that favor meadows and forests.
Somebody was an English major when they wrote this. This was the intern.
Oh man,
They using them
Yeah.
big words.
So I'm pretty excited about this game, just because I actually got the new Pokemon. What was it? Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and it just doesn't really feel like anything new.
I mean, that sounded like, you just were doing Mad Libs for Pokemon games.
Right.
Put an adjective here and a noun.
Which I would probably get torn apart for saying, "Oh, it just doesn't feel like anything new."
Well, yeah,
But,
because you're a
like,
boomer.
I'm a Poke Boomer.
We're
'Cause,
both
like,
Poke boomers. We want the
like,
olden days.
Yeah, I want like the original 151, man. Like that's my deal. But like
Sounds like a gang.
some more something else that might bring me under fire. I really liked Pokemon Let's Go on the Switch. What is it? Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Like to me, like those games were so much fun. And they got a lot of backlash from old school Pokemon players because it wasn't like the old games. But it was something new, and I really enjoyed it. Plus, it took place in the Kanto region, where the original 151 were. Basically, it is Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, just in a new form. But that's why I'm kind of excited to see how Legends Arceus goes. It's something new. They're trying something new with it. It's not the same old gameplay anymore.
And how could you pass up verdant vegetation?
Verdant vegetation.
Verdant vegetation. So I will say this: like I watched the video and I saw the extended gameplay video. Right?
Yeah.
It honestly, like, this is the kind of Pokemon game I want to play. Like, I've always kind of wanted a game where you go out and you hunt them Pokemons and you bring them back. The duck hunt dog goes and catches them. And if you miss hitting him with the Pokeball, he laughs at you in the bushes. Wait. Anyway, so the thing is, like, I want a game where you go out and hunt them. I want to explore. I want to find, like, a cave that only has one specific Pokemon in it, and that looks kind of like what they're doing. I'm afraid, though, I'm having flashbacks from Sword and Shield. The open world segments were absolute and total garbage. Not from the play perspective, but because it just ran so bad. Like, do you remember that? Like, you'd go through these nice scripted regions, and then you'd go out there, and it was just Pokemon would just pop up right in front of you.
So, one way to get rid of the gnarly frame rate from that is to not play it online. But that was kind of
not play it.
It's to not play it online, but like that takes away from what you're supposed to do in that open world section. Like, it's connected to the internet, so that you could see all these events and stuff like that. So yeah, and even if you did play it offline, there were still parts where it ran like butt.
And that it was almost there. Like, it could have been really good, but it wasn't quite. So during this video, like, I'm watching it, and I'm really looking for that because I'm afraid we're going to get a game that tanks down to like 10 frames a second, and I'm just not going to do it, right? I'm not going to pay $60 for a game that runs like garbage because it's made to be open world. Well, it seems like they're afraid to move the camera too fast, and I'm a little concerned. It's like they're slowly walking forward, really thinking about where they take their steps. Not running, slowly walking, that where you barely pushing the controller that nobody ever does.
Well, because you got to sneak up on the Bidoofs.
Badoofs don't care. They even say it in the video. That's a terrible example, Rowdy. Nah, I'm just... Badoofs love people. Everybody should love Badoofs. Anyway, I will say I just saw one camera swing that really worried me, and it just tanks the frame rate. But it is YouTube. I might be a little, I'm scared. And
no, you have reasons to be scared, man, because like the first video that came out really was absolute garbage. And like at the end of it like they put this disclaimer like, hey, look, work in progress, blah blah blah. But yeah, that one really ran like the garbage.
Yeah. Well, so I'm going to try to stay cautiously optimistic, and it won't have to be that long because it comes out in like 2 weeks, right? So,
yeah.
Because there are some nice elements about it. I like the fact that you can hop on Pokemon and travel. I saw you can fly in the air or glide. You can ride on the back of things. It has this nice play between Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade, which are just like words that would make my head pop up, because I love those games. I'm afraid, though, the world's going to be dead, So let's see. Hopefully they get it. Hopefully it goes well. And hopefully Nintendo can make me want to buy another Pokemon game and dust off my Switch before March where there's Kirby. So,
yeah. I like I said, I'm excited. Something new coming to Pokemon, because I just get tired of the same old stuff over and over again. I love the Pokemon franchise, but man, I need some new stuff.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of new stuff, hey, I know you've been trying to get an Xbox, and Xbox has some fancy things on it, some doohickeys and bells and whistles and whatnots, like VRR. Do you know what VRR is? You wouldn't, because you own a PlayStation 5 and not an Xbox, right?
What is VRR?
Virtual refresh? Variable refresh rate. I almost didn't know what it was. Okay, so basically, if your game, you are shooting a little too high, like you want to run it at 60 frames per second, but it's Monster Hunter World and it doesn't like that, or some other game, it will drop the frame rate to play at like 45 frames per second or 50, instead of putting 2 of the same frame, as the TV can't change from 60 essentially. Okay, so it will make less skipping whenever you're playing a game. It just seems smoother. Because most TVs run at 60 frames per second and there's no change. Well, if TVs have VRR and your system can put it out, it's really, really nice, and you won't be able to tell when there's a slight frame rate drop at all. So it's a nice feature. It's coming out to the PlayStation 5 soon. There's no official date, but HD TV Test has noticed that they are rolling out new firmware, an update in China, because a lot of these TVs, you can get into an engineering mode. I've done that on my LG CX. Don't tell them. Yeah, it's not in it anymore. Promise, CX or LG, whoever you are. So you can get these updates before they go live, and it's potentially dangerous, right? Because if you get an update and things bork your system, then you're screwed because you weren't supposed to do that. Bad, Travis. Bad.
Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah. Mine's not in that anymore. Don't worry. Anyway, so it's going to add VRR and automatic low latency mode. That's ALLM, which basically means it's going to make your game have a quicker response rate. So
is this like that DLSS junk I keep hearing about?
No. DLSS is a something that graphics cards can do to make the graphics look better using less power, essentially. So, yeah, we're not going to see DLSS in a real sense. It's deep learning super sampling as much as you would on a PC. But anyway, so expect that. They are trying it out on the Bravia X900H, which has had issues. People are very unhappy with Sony and their TVs right now. If you go on their forums, you'll see. Because they promised VRR would be on, PlayStation 5 and work with the Sony TVs, and they haven't done it yet. They also noticed that there are some updates to change the HDMI ports a little bit better to HDMI 2.0 to 2.1. Anyway, so expect pretty graphics with less frame rate skipping. That's pretty much what I said.
All that just gave me gastrointestinal distress.
Well, I'm sorry, Rowdy. I didn't mean to give you gastrointestinal distress. Do you need an Altoid? Altoid,
No, I'm
what?
good.
You need something. I don't know. Rowdy's going to be gassy on this podcast. I apologize, guys. Hey, do you want to tell us about the PlayStation
man.
5 VR2 without knocking me
man.
out and leave me in a field like those other people did?
So like the PSVR 2, they didn't really say too much in their presentation. Basically, they were just like, oh, well, now it's one cord. We have some new controllers, and here's a couple games. So we'll go ahead, and I'll fill you in with some of the better, some of the specs that we have. So as far as visuals, let's see here. We got a high fidelity visual experience.
Oh, yeah.
PSVR 2 offers 4K HDR, 110 degree field of view.
All them views. Sorry. I was making this more enticing, but I don't think it's working.
And OLED displays, man, per eye. You're going to get 4K per eye with
All
frame
up in your
rates
eyeballs.
of 90 to 120 hertz. It's got headset-based controller tracking with inside-out tracking. Tracks you and your controller through integrated cameras embedded in the VR headset.
In your
Your
skull.
movements and the direction you look at are reflected in-game without the need for an external camera.
So the old one had the little camera on a spike to track
yeah,
you?
that's
Okay.
why it was that's why everybody's freaking out about how this is just one cord now. Because it used to be the camera cord, I think an USB cord and an HDMI cord.
I remember
I'm
seeing
not
people
mistaken.
playing the old PSVR, and I thought they were the Predator.
Yeah,
without the
dude, there's a
mask,
ridiculous
so,
amount
yeah.
of cords hooked up to it.
Yeah.
But now it's just a USB-C cable, which is friggin' awesome, and no camera, none of that junk. But let's see what other new features we have. PSVR 2 Sense technology combines eye tracking, headset feedback, 3D audio, and the innovative PSVR 2 Sense controller to create an incredibly deep feeling of immersion. Headset feedback is a new sensory feature that amplifies the sensations of in-game actions from the player. So basically, like when you get hit in the back of the head by a baseball bat, it literally hits you in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Yep, it does. Wait.
It's created by a single built-in motor with vibrations that add an intelligent tactile element, bringing players closer to the gameplay experience. For example, gamers could feel a character's elevated pulse during tense moments, the rush of objects passing close to the character's head, and the thrust of a vehicle as the characters speed forward.
I don't like it.
Additionally,
That sounds scary.
PS5's, doesn't it? PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech makes sounds in the player's surrounding come alive, adding to a new level of immersion. Their 3D audio is pretty ridiculous, man. Like, I know they kept talking about, oh, we're going to have this awesome audio. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be cool and everything. But it can't be all that cool. So I got the PS5 headset. Dude, the 3D audio is legit.
Sweet. I know I'm a big fan of the Dolby Atmos stuff.
Oh, dude, this
We might
is
need
this
to do a
is it's
comparison
so
one
cool.
day.
But let's see here. It also has eye tracking. The PSVR2 detects the motion of your eyes, so a simple look in a specific direction can create an additional input for the game character. This allows players to interact more intuitively in new and lifelike ways, allowing for a heightened emotional response and enhanced expression that provide a new level of realism in gaming.
Hey, PSVR2, my eyes are up here. Track them.
So, like, I don't know of any VR, like, peripherals that have eye tracking. I'm not saying none of them do, but, like, I bet they cost a lot more than the PSVR2 will.
Oh, yeah. So what is do they give a price on it?
Let's see.
I should have included that information or looked for it, huh? Because
no, because I've got it pulled up on another tab here. I want to say it was rumored at $399.
Oh, okay, you could get almost an Xbox Series X that you can't find in the store for that.
I don't want to talk about it.
You get a Series X.
All right.
For that? Okay.
So, yeah, as far as like games, they have Horizon Call of the Wild, which looks like Jurassic Park but Horizon.
Cool, maybe.
I don't know, man. They just showed like a video of a giant, one of the giant giraffe robot things, like stepping over you. I mean, cool. There was no gameplay or anything, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Is it actually a game, or is it just like a walking simulator, which VR loves?
I mean, they say it's a game, but like they haven't announced what it does.
I mean, if you could like just
here.
jump on and grab the ankle and you just ride it like you're a toddler, you know, a giant giraffe monster, you know, maybe that's what they consider a game.
But like if this was the game where you have to like climb to the top of that thing, like in Horizon Zero Dawn, like climbing to the top of those is pretty crazy and it looks awesome. Like if you did that in VR, like, dude,
could you imagine Shadow of the Colossus in VR?
That's literally what it would be like climbing this giraffe.
Why are they not getting on that?
Because you have to like climb to different spots. You have to jump on to other areas. Man, I don't know if I could play that in VR now that I think about it.
No, I would vomit everywhere, but I'd play it. I'd play the heck out of it.
I mean, it brings back bank limit racing.
Oh, bank limit advanced
vibes.
Racing, whatever it was. So
advanced battle racing.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, years and years ago, for PC enthusiasts, VR enthusiasts, I don't know, one of the enthusiast
one of those
groups that's now owned by Destructoid, or they own Destructoid. Anyway, we did a review for this game called Advanced Battle Racing, Bank Limit Advanced Battle Racing.
Yeah, I think it was that big long name.
And it was fun to review. We almost died, but you know, it was bad.
Oh, like so, it wasn't so bad. I mean, okay, so it didn't run very well. It was a fairly new game, and it was still in beta or whatever.
Yeah, it was free,
but
for us, nobody bought it.
And the racing section was pretty cool, but when you got to the battle mode where you had 3D movement, I can remember my ship was fine, but as soon as I rotated the ship to do like a barrel roll and the horizon line changed,
it was over.
I'm pretty sure that I actually like fell over.
Yeah, I remember we had a fan on us. I think you had to take some Dramamine, and we tried to see how long we could go without getting too sick. I think it was 15 minutes was the longest.
I had to take prescription strength nausea medicine.
Yeah, it was
like
bad.
This isn't even like some over-the-counter stuff.
And the game also was janky. I mean, you'd get stuck like 3 feet out of the starting line, and you couldn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
I'm pretty sure Horizon Call of the Wild is going to control a lot better.
Well, I don't know if you noticed the notes next, but I put runner on there. And I put in parentheses, please don't be like bank limit.
Like, what is runner?
It
like, is that
looks
the name
like
of the
Extreme G, which is an old I didn't watch the video, honestly. I just saw the picture. It looked like some sort of cheaper game, but it looked like a racer, and I just don't want it to be that.
Game?
So if you know what runner is and you're excited for it, let us know on Twitter. These other two I really don't know much about.
Lo-fi and Samurai Slaughterhouse. Like, Samurai Slaughterhouse sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, you go around as a samurai, and it's like I think it's kind of like Bushido Blade, but like, more samurai slaughterhouse like. That's a really good description. We're professionals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. We're not professionals. But yeah, it sounds cool. I mean, we'll see. I will drop by your place and try it out.
All right. Next section. Let's move over to Xbox now.
So, okay, Rowdy. I'm going to have to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
Okay, guys. So here's the thing. I'm a little upset. So I've kind of mentioned it in the podcast, the concepts of like playing a game and being censored and stuff, a little squirrely for me. So Xbox, Mr. Spencer, and I've been a big Xbox fan lately, right?
Listen here, Philly Spence.
Listen here, Spence. He wants a cross-platform ban service and does not consider the Xbox a quote-unquote free speech platform. Now, there is more to this story, and maybe we'll cover this and get a lot of different sides and bonus points in the future, so it's, actually covered well, but I'm ticked off about it. So here's the thing. I have really big issues with this. People should have the right to express their opinions, and I don't like the idea of multinational mega corporations being able to impose censorship that could come down.
This content has been turned down because we agreed to not talk politics on this podcast to avoid getting into a large debate involving laser swords and drop kicks. Travis does not know that I currently have his mic turned down, and now we will return to our regularly scheduled podcast after this lovely musical interlude.
And that's why you should put duct tape over your cameras and throw Alexa into a well. Man, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Did we get canceled yet? I don't feel canceled. Huh, weird. Anyway, speaking of canceled, Stalker 2 NFTs have been canceled by the devs. Did you hear about that? So everybody's excited about this Stalker game, right? There is hype for Stalker. Do you know how to kill hype for a video game nowadays?
NFTs.
NFTs. Just like Cooking Mama tried to do. I swear to God. Do not involve blockchains into your video games. I'm going to get wild again, Rowdy.
You know what NFT stands for?
Non-fungible tokens?
No effing thanks.
I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so this is what they said after the internet lost their freaking minds because they basically wanted to like have it to where you could buy suits and they'd only be your suit or something like that, and you could bring your suit into Stalker somewhere else. Snazzy. What were you about to say?
Stupid.
Anyway, they said, "Dear Stalkers." They use the line that everybody does whenever they've been like chewed out by the entire internet. We hear you. You know, like when a company starts with "we hear you."
It's like that episode of South Park, like, we're sorry.
We're sorry. Based on the feedback we received, we've made a decision to cancel anything NFT related in Stalker 2. Good. The interests of our fans and players are the top priority for the team. We're making this game for you to enjoy, whatever the cost is. If you care, we care too. With love, GSC Game World team.
Ugh.
Oh man, it's just, ugh. I mean, I'm glad they did though. I mean, what else could you do? You know, we're trying to monetize this game because they're afraid they're not going to make any money off of it. You know,
I mean, you know what you could do?
What?
Not put NFTs in it.
Well, apparently not putting NFTs in it just made them put the game back all the way to December 8th.
Yeah, well, probably because they need to polish it, man.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it looked cool for what they showed. I'm sure the world is going to be fun and interesting, but come on, guys. Focus on the game, not this, buzzword garbage we have nowadays. We want games to play that are not a ripoff of Fortnite, that are not using blockchains. Most of us don't care about that stuff. Just give us a freaking game we want to play. Everybody was excited about this game, and then it was on Game Pass, and people were excited that they get to play it, almost risk-free. And then you told them that you were going to force them somehow to be involved with NFT, which half the people don't understand. I barely understand it.
No effing thanks.
Yeah, and I'm an artist, so I agree. No fungible thanks. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, you want to hear some more news, Rowdy?
What you got?
So did you know that Xbox supposedly sold more than any previous Xbox? Now, they don't have numbers for that. But, they sell Xboxes, right?
I don't believe it.
I
I don't believe it one bit. It's all a lie.
Why do you say that?
Nope.
Why? But Rowdy,
there's no Xbox. I don't want to talk about it.
But Rowdy, we promise people. What happened? Just tell the podcast what happened.
Nope. Not gonna happen. Don't want to talk about it.
Didn't you buy one and then they sent you a controller and a game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then did you have to send that game and controller back?
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
What did Microsoft do to you?
So I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as a company called Microsoft. What is an Xbox? Is that what you're calling it? Is that like a type of VCR or something?
It plays video games that you came over to my house and we played It Takes Two, and it was a great time.
What's that? VHS tapes?
Betamax with an X for Xbox Series X. They're real, Rowdy. I promise you, they're real.
No. So, but for real, yeah. So, Microsoft did send me an email, and it was like, "Hey, you want an Xbox Series X?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want an Xbox Series X!" And so I ordered it, but I had to buy it with a controller and a game, and I was like, it's not that bad. It was only like $70 more, and I was like, cool. So I got it, and the game is digital, so I instantly got it. And then they shipped the controller, but they didn't ship the Xbox. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird.
And we all know you need more controllers.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you might be sitting on a throne of controllers right now, but you need more.
That would be my Game of Thrones Iron Throne.
I know what I need to make the art for the next episode.
But yeah, so I got this shiny new Xbox controller in. It's got the new share button, everything like that, all the bells and whistles for the new controllers. And they canceled my Xbox.
Ooh.
They didn't ship it to me.
So what did you have to do with the other stuff that they gave you?
I mean, I kept it.
You kept Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did they talk to you? I
just got an email that was like, "Oh, hey, we canceled your order because we don't have Xboxes."
I would have sent them that back and been like, this is like Grand Theft Auto, but in my mailbox. I mean, it's literally Grand Theft Auto, and this isn't right.
Yeah. Freaking
Xbox. I can see why you don't think they exist. You have
you listen here, Philly Spence.
Billy Spence has forsaken you.
Yeah. Your butt.
Okay, well, maybe we'll have to keep an update because I think you're still trying to get one, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah. No. I've been trying. Like, every day I wake up and I look at my phone because I have an app that tells me when it goes on sale in all kind of different places. I have it set to, like, notify me. Like, I have it set to notify me on my watch, phone, everything.
and I send you emails and texts every now and then.
Yeah, I have a bunch of emails that I subscribe to for when they go on sale, a bunch of Twitters and everything. And, you know, because last year when they were first coming out, I was like, well, you know, there's not really much I want to play on it right now. So I'm just going to get the PS5. You know, I'm going to let the first round of Series X's go out. You know, somebody that wants to play it more than me, you know, they can have it. I should have bought it then.
Oh man. Well, I you know what you were telling me about the other day too. You were texting me about the fact that you could get one, but don't you have to like spend like $800 and get all sorts of garbage? You know, like Grand Theft Auto 5 and an extra controller.
Yeah, I mean, you could get them like on GameStop, but like the GameStop bundle, it was like, I want to say it had Far Cry 6, which I've already played and beat. I want to say maybe the next Madden game, and then like extra controllers, a headset. It was all like $800 before tax and stuff like that. Man, I don't need all that.
Those are
Like,
all going to be the games that you find at a pawn shop for 30 cents in the future. You know?
yes.
You ever go back and
So,
look for
like-
old games? It's like NBA 97, you know? It's just sports games.
So like I just want the Xbox Series X. Like, just let me get the Series X. That's it.
All right, so we'll definitely have Rowdy's going to log his adventures on getting the Xbox in the near future. So expect that to happen. It's going to be fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and move to the next segment. So we have 2 more segments, and then I think we'll probably end the podcast before bonus points and move bonus points to the next one. I think based on our time frame right now.
Yeah, we can do
So
that.
we might have to re-edit the beginning to say
Nah, it'll be fine.
it'll be fine. All right, so
It'll be fine.
it's time for the Lamer Gamer Gaming Subscription Battle. Up first, we have Nintendo, then PlayStation, then Xbox. Who will win? So let's find out. All right.
I mean,
So what did Nintendo have? Nintendo had. That's
I mean,
funny.
oh,
Nintendo doesn't do
yeah.
stuff like that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they tried that last time and everybody hated it. It was $60, and I don't know if they've released any games. I don't really even care to look. They're going to be games that nobody wants to play anyway. All right, next up. Hey, what does PlayStation Plus have?
Let's see. This month for PlayStation Plus, you got Deep Rock Galactic, Persona 5 Strikers, and Dirt 5. There's also, I think, they're still giving away a couple VR games.
Cool.
I can't remember the names of them.
Oh, we're
I guess they're getting rid of them now because they're about to sell the PS VR2.
okay. Well, I will
And,
say this: 2 of those games are on Game Pass. Persona 5 is not.
Well, and then as far as PlayStation Now goes, man, I never check on that.
Yeah. So okay. So they lightly slapped. I mean, well, first of all, while that light slap was happening, they did like throw a quick elbow to Nintendo in the face, and Nintendo just went. They were out. I mean, glass jaw. It's not good. All right, so next up we have Xbox with Game Pass, and they just came in like Honda in Palm Strikes. You know, just pow, 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 pow. We have Gorogoa, which is a puzzle game. Little light one. Allegia, no clue. The Pedestrian, which is like a 2D mixed reality perspective thing. Ember, you're a firefighter. Actually, we might need to try that one day, Rowdy. You go around and you try to put out fires, and it's supposed to be silly. Like, what's that other game that we played where we were in like hang gliders, and I'd fly airplanes and crash everywhere, and technically it's also Battlefield 2042 because I cannot fly a freaking airplane in that game or a helicopter to save my life, yet somehow people can snipe me with the helicopter all the way across the freaking map. But yeah, so
it's was it delivery service?
Yeah, the delivery service game. So
always reliable delivery service.
Yes. It looks kind of like something like that. Looks fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it won't make me as angry as Battlefield will. We'll talk more about that in the future. I might have to bring in some people on that one to join us to talk about this game. Okay. Next up, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That's
on there because you bought it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I will say, I bought Legendary Edition. I have no, you guys are welcome. Because that's how Xbox Game Pass works. I buy the game, and you get the game because they know. They know. So, so Mass Effect, that game right there would just be fine for the month. If you've never played a Mass Effect game, go do it. If you want to replay it, they're really well done. Outer Wilds is back. It left for a while, and I guess it decided it was not selling. So Outer Wilds is back. It's a 3D roguelite. Spelunky 2. I think it says Spelunky, but I think it's Spelunky 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you like that game. The Anacrusis is in game preview. It's like a 4-player co-op first-person shooter. They throw a lot of these game previews at Game Pass. They're always hit or miss. I've heard there are some issues in Anacrusis, but overall it's pretty good. Like, the ratings are good for it. The next one, by the way, is the one that I am most excited for, Rowdy.
Okay.
Nobody Saves the World. Holy cow, I'm excited for this game, and I played the demo. So, Guacamelee, right?
Yeah.
I like Guacamelee. Guacamelee is a great game. I like the developers. They have cool stuff. Their art directions. This is made by the Guacamelee people.
Nice.
Juice box? Drink box. Something.
Drink box.
Something
yeah.
with, liquids. So, Nobody Saves the World. You are a little character that's a nobody. Like, you're nondescript, and some wizard gets stolen or disappears, and you are trying to help him get back. So throughout the game, as you level up, you basically can metamorphosize into different things, and you get their powers. So you might run around as a rat and have to figure out, fit through little areas, or you might have to turn into, they're expecting an archer to come by or a ranger. Well, you level up enough to be able to turn into a ranger and get to do that mission. So it's a fun little game. The demo was good. If the demo's still up, you should try it. But it's a top-down, very Children of Morta kind of style. It's an ARPG. It's 2D. It's good stuff. Good art direction. Make me happy. So, anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that. What?
Is the point of the game to save the world?
Yeah, you're saving the world and you're nobody.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some other dude's also trying to save the world. That's, but you're really doing it. It's fun. It's comedic. It's a good game. It's going to be, it's on Game Pass and on the 20th. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm sorry, on the 18th.
Nice.
I wish more people were talking about it. A game that I really don't care about. Paparazzi. What the heck is that?
Do you take pictures of dogs?
I mean, is this like Nintendogs, but on Xbox for free? I don't know. Windjammers.
Terrible.
No clue. Rainbow Six Extraction, which... okay, so Ubisoft Plus is supposed to be coming to Xbox. There were some...
Nice.
There were some rumors, though, that it was coming to Game Pass, like EA Play is. I don't think that's true. But they are putting big games like Rainbow Six Extraction. Now, this concerns me.
Why is that?
Why would you put a big game supposedly on Game Pass if you think it's going to sell. Because you don't think it's going to sell, because you think it's going to flop like all the other games from these big companies that are supposed to be kind of this like, we kind of want to be like a Fortnite, we kind of want to be a first-person shooter, we kind of want to just come up with an idea and slap on some other sort of, packaging to it and sell it to you and make our money in NFTs and microtransactions.
Rainbow Six Siege, which also
it's coming out.
January 20th to Game Pass, is huge for Ubisoft. It's huge in the competitive scene. They release new operators all the time. Like, huge game. So it looks like Extraction may have started life as a side quest type mode for Rainbow Six Siege, and then they decided to make a whole game out of it, but they originally called it Rainbow Six Quarantine, and then it just so happened when they announced this, there was kind of a pandemic and everybody had to quarantine.
Well, we know Ubisoft's not responsible for the pandemic.
Well, they probably are.
They could be.
So then
I'm sure there's somebody online that'll blame it on them.
So they moved it back, they changed the name, and it just seems like they've kind of lost faith in it.
Yeah. So it could be a good game. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll let you know in a week or two or three, however long it takes for us to do another podcast. And finally, Hitman Trilogy is coming to Game Pass.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah, we're $0, right? Or 15 a month, 10 a month. So I'm not a big sneaky game person, but I guess I'll try it.
Oh, dude, that game is absolutely worth it.
So who do we think won this round this time?
Stadia.
Yes. No, it wasn't. From the top turnbuckle with a flying elbow, it was Game Pass. Destroyed the other two. Yeah.
I mean, happened. Like they do every week / month.
Pretty much. Yeah. One of these days. Now, there are rumors that the PlayStation is gonna bring out some legit stuff in the future. They might actually... I think they're going to change PS Now into a competitor. We'll see.
There's something about Project Spartacus.
Yeah, that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
I am Spartacus.
Who knows?
Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move over to the games we've been playing, which Rowdy, he plays games.
Yeah, I do play games.
And mostly the same game company right now.
Well, so first off, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I haven't played it in a while. I know.
Okay, this might be the first episode in probably a year that you're not talking about Animal Crossing.
I know, man. It has been a minute since I played it.
Rowdy's going to start having withdrawals. He's going to look around for an otter with a seashell.
So I kind of I've been playing Far Cry 6. I really, really like that game, man. I know that a lot of people were just like, oh, it's another Far Cry, it's the same stuff.
It's good, it's fun.
But dude, I love it. It's awesome. Well, then I started playing the first DLC that came out for it, where you play as Voss, who was one of the enemies in Far Cry 3. Well, I didn't really know the story too much behind it, so I decided to go back and play Far Cry 3. There was a sale on like all of the Far Cry games, so I was like, you know what? Why not? So I picked up a bundle that was Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. Because the next DLC for Far Cry 6, you're going to play as Pagan Min, who is the villain for Far Cry 4. So I go back and I'm playing Far Cry 3. By the way, awesome game. You know, story's great. Hasn't aged well.
Oh, yeah?
The driving mechanics are awful. Like, made me stop playing it. So awful.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean, again, good game. Had I played it at the time that it came out, probably would have loved it. But yeah, it doesn't control well. So then I picked up Far Cry 4 to play because I was like, well, I don't really know much about it. I didn't really pick up Far Cry till Far Cry 5. And so in the next DLC for Far Cry 6, like I said, you play as Pagan Min, the bad guy from Far Cry 4. So I'm playing it, and it is a brilliant game. Like, I loved it. The crafting system, the guns. You could ride a freaking elephant.
Yes.
Dude,
I'm down with this.
an elephant.
Grand Theft Elephant.
It was amazing. Hey, dude, like, because I was originally just going to play through the story and just be done with it. No, man, I took over all the bases, went to all the watchtowers. I did a lot of this game, man. I think that, God, I probably, including collectibles, probably did 60% of the game, which is a lot in a game that has hundreds of collectibles. But yeah, really cool game. Well, then when I signed into Far Cry 6 to see when the next DLC was going to come out, it turns out, since I bought the season pass for all the DLC, I also got Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which Blood Dragon was kind of a little side story.
I think I have all these games, by the way.
Probably in your Steam library.
No, on the Xbox. I got Far Cry 5, and it came with, like, a ton of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
But Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon was a little side story that's basically over-the-top 80s action cyberpunk that's very vulgar and features blood dragons.
Nice.
It's crazy. So what's funny about it is, so there's Far Cry 3, then Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon controls so much better than Far Cry 3. I don't know how far apart they released, but Blood Dragon, far superior, controls great. So yeah, I've just been playing all these Far Cry games, and I was like, you know what? I feel like there's one that I'm missing. Because, they always do like the little side games in between the numbered ones. There was like Far Cry 5 had Far Cry New Dawn, which was like 20 years in the future. That game was awesome, but it was about half the game that Far Cry 5 was. I was like, man, what is the one that I'm missing? Boom. Far Cry Primal. Totally forgot it existed. It's Far Cry in the Stone Age. So I'm running around with like clubs and a bow and arrow and spears.
Far Cry Rust.
And I have to hunt mammoths and watch out for saber-toothed tigers. It's I've been playing
Sounds
a lot
like
of Far
my
Cry
backyard.
games, man. And yeah, that's literally all I've played over about the past 2 months. It's just Far Cry games.
So I haven't been too much better than you. I pretty much played Borderlands. And Borderlands
Nice.
with the side of Borderlands. I mean, all three, right? We ended up getting all the DLC for it. And I think I'm going to... First of all, if you haven't played Borderlands 3, go play it. However, if you're planning on doing crossplay, it's doable, but it is the most frustrating thing you can imagine some days. Some days, it just isn't going to happen. Especially if you play with people all across the world, like our friend in Australia was playing with us, and some days that just didn't want to do it. So we tried every single suggestion online. Still didn't matter.
Crossplay is so infuriating, man.
And like I can't complain too much because it wasn't in the game, first of all, and they added it because at first, this company over here didn't want to play nice with this company over here, so the Borderlands devs made their own version, and that's kind of what it is. It's like a workaround. Because honestly, it's PlayStation doesn't want to play well with everybody else. Like, they want to stay by themselves, which, I mean, if you were the number one company, you'd probably do the same. Xbox would have done it if they were number one. Nintendo would definitely, So
I want to keep my money.
I'll keep all my money. Borderlands 3, I think I'm going to get some of the folks I've been playing with and get you to join in. Have you played Borderlands 3?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think we need to have like a sit-down review. But it's going to be the late, super late, almost too late review right before Tiny Tina comes out. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a spin-off of a DLC from Borderlands 2.
And dude, that DLC was so awesome. Like, they've actually released that DLC as a standalone game.
Oh, yeah. I'm so ready for it because essentially it's almost like D&D style, like you're playing like a D&D game essentially as these characters, but it's shooting and it's very Borderlands-y, but you have different classes you can make instead of a specific character you pick. You can design your own character. It looks really fun.
I'm super excited about it.
So I'm getting that day one. I know I shouldn't after all the third-degree burns from all these other games this year that are supposed to be good. But it's 2022, and I have, optimism with no senses. So next up, I just started playing The Ascent. I know I tried to play at the beginning, but we have a group that we're playing it in co-op. It's a good time so far. I'm going to talk more about it in the future because if you don't know what The Ascent is, it was one of those Game Pass games day one. It's really nice graphics. It's what Cyberpunk 2077 should have looked like from an aesthetic point of view, but it is a top-down shooter, ARPG kind of game. So really fun so far. It's pretty tough, but having a good time. So I'll talk more about that in the future. That's all. I played some Battlefield, and I don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
Rowdy, I don't want to talk about it.
But it's a new Battlefield
Rowdy,
game.
I said I don't want to talk about it.
Surely there's no bugs in it. Surely they've worked everything out because they've had so many problems in the past with all the other Battlefield games that surely this one has everything worked out and it's great.
Listen, next episode, that's like a full episode, we're adding a segment called Lame Games Trying to Live Their Best Life segment, where we're going to take, because we had a Cyberpunk 2077 segment because there was always bad news about it because they're just trying to live their best life. These games are supposed to be good. They have these names. It's like whenever you have somebody that's like a multimillionaire that ran these giant businesses and their kid comes out and they can barely stay out of jail. That's what this is. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Battlefield next episode. There's some good things. There's some times that I really love this game. And then there are times that you can tell where the aimbots are coming from. You can see people flying through buildings. You can get shot by a pistol all the way on the other side of the level. You can get stuck in the wall at random, very bad times.
What, you don't randomly get stuck in a wall at random times during the day?
You will play the kaleidoscope level over and over and over and over again. So we'll talk about Battlefield in a future episode, Rowdy. In the future.
Have you driven a four-wheeler into a helicopter yet?
No, but that sounds amazing, and I hope I can do it. Like I said, there are some good things, but this game was not made to be Battlefield. And we're gonna go over it soon, I promise. But I need my support group.
Nice.
I mean, the people I play with, we're not a support group because of how bad this game is. No. Okay. Next
so
up,
funny.
we're gonna take a quick break, and after the break, we're going to have some bonus points where we asked a bunch of lamers online, what games are you looking forward to in 2022? All right, guys, it's time for some bonus points. So we asked on the Twitters, what did we ask? Oh, yeah. What are you most excited to see in gaming for 2022? Do you know how hard that was to word, by the way? I don't know why. What games you excited about? I had to include gaming. Like, got to think about which letters go where and all that stuff. Anyway, so we asked a bunch of lamers what they're excited about. If you want to get in on the action, follow our Twitter at LamerGamersCast, where we like to put this sporadically on Fridays. We include it with Follow Fridays. I wish I could say we would do this regularly, but unfortunately our schedules are absolutely insane. So if you want to join in, follow there, head over to our Discord at Lamer Gamers Podcast, or you can find it over at GW or the Kraken Crew. If you need to know how to get there, just message me on Twitter. All right, so first up, though, let's get, I guess, our thoughts, maybe. What's your thoughts, Rowdy? What are you excited for, or do you want to pass?
Okay. Pokemon's Arceus.
Okay.
Kirby.
Okay.
The new Saints Row.
Oh.
I know a lot of people are freaking out about it. It's like a complete reboot. Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's like a reboot because the cast was so awesome in the original Saints Rows. Like, it was a game that people originally thought was just going to be a GTA clone, and then it developed into its own monster.
Yeah, and they tend to release them faster than Grand Theft Autos.
It's true. Very true. There's been 5 Saints Row games. Well, 4 games and a spinoff. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
and a partridge in a pear tree.
That looks really cool. PlayStation wise, I really want to see God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West. I'm also, Dying Light 2. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yes.
Holy crap.
It's going to be a good year, hopefully.
Dude, it's going to be a good freaking February.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out next year. I don't know how much of it's going to get pushed back. I know I'm personally looking forward to Starfield. I don't know why I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's Bethesda. Rowdy doesn't believe it exists because it's only going to be on the Xbox. So,
what is this Xbox you keep talking about?
Yeah, it's a rectangular prism monolith. So I'm excited about Starfield. We'll see, though. I don't know what the gameplay is going to be like, of course. So
Fallout in space.
We'll see. Fallout in space. And then I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we'll see if it really releases this year. A game is ready when it's ready. And sometimes Zelda games aren't ready when they're ready. Yeah. So, we'll see. Breath of the Wild 2, though, I'm really excited about. Definitely excited about the new Kirby game coming out. We just talked about that earlier in this podcast. Nobody Saves the World. Excited about that. And then I am Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Like, that one is probably the one I'm most excited about right now. Just because it's coming up. It's impending. Well, let's see what all these lamers had to say online. So I'm going to start with Alex Madore. Says he is a model train set accident victim and a music person. The host of Short News Pod in the Blue Wire Hustle says he's excited for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for Oculus Quest. It's going to be too fun.
Dude,
interesting.
San Andreas is already, to me, the superior Grand Theft Auto. My only deal with that is that it's only coming out for Oculus Quest 2, and I have just a regular Oculus Quest, so disappointed.
What's the difference between OG Oculus and number 2?
I don't know. Probably Zuckerberg just wants you to buy new stuff.
It's got extra Zuck. Yeah. It's got barbecue sauce. Oh, that's a meme. Sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Next up is one of our listeners, Japan Lover 79, says Hogwarts Legacy. If it gets canceled like Scalebound, he'll be bummed and just go back to using my PlayStation as a Hitman machine. Does that mean he like drops it off the building and kills people?
No, man. Hitman. The game's Hitman.
Oh, I thought he was killing people with Hitman, with PlayStations. I know it's heavy. I don't think you could sneak up on somebody with a PlayStation 4, though, because it sounds like an airplane sometimes.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be a little bit harder to take somebody out with. So these are the real topics we discuss on Lamer Gamers.
Yo, this next one from...
Yes, tell us.
From Vive Games. They state more denser storylines. On the other graphics, as Epic Games revealed in their UE5 Matrix demo. Dude, have you played the UE5 Matrix demo?
Oh, yeah, I have. It's pretty.
WTF. It looks absolutely amazing. You could drive every single car in that game. Like, it is ridiculous.
Have you seen people, though, like, breaking the game online?
No, but I can only imagine.
People have figured out ways to like spin the cars over into the water and drive in the air.
Nice.
Which is great for a Matrix game. It just kind of makes sense.
Right.
But no, I was really impressed. Like, that tech is insane.
Right.
There's only been a couple games that, I don't know if you've played. I guess I should have talked about Guardians of the Galaxies earlier. Guardians of the Galaxy has fantastic graphics. It's like kind of on that level, really. It really looks next gen,
Did you play that game?
Yeah, I have it.
Nice.
I got it for cheap. So yeah, and by the way, Vive Games is apparently they have their own game. It's a company on the App Store, Infinity Fly and Shoot Drone. So I wonder, Vive Games, is your game going to use UE5 in the future?
That'd be tough.
All right. Do you want to... I'll get Gregor's, and I'll let you get the next one. Gregor's, that's at gman1089, which is a game collector, sports lover, and pro bass fisherman in Resident Evil 4. I love these Twitter bios, by the way. It says, after seeing the new trailer for Kirby, I'm very excited to see how good it could be. Yes.
Dude, we've all wanted a 3D Kirby game for so long. I hope it doesn't suck. Or do I?
Kirby joke fun!
Funny joke!
All right, you want to get at festival_YT. They are also the host for the Heckin' Call podcast.
Heckin' Call podcast. Big time excited for Advanced Wars Triangle Strategy. Cautiously optimistic about Pokemon Legends Arceus and Starfield, and hoping beyond hope for Digimon Survive. I forgot about Triangle Strategy.
Triangle Strategy will be cool because they did a really good job on the Project Octopath.
Yeah.
It got a little repetitive at the end.
Yeah.
But No, those are pretty good ones. And I'll make sure I know we were talking on Twitter. They also stream. You can find their streams at Festival Picnic. Go and check them out. But I had replied, Advanced Wars and Triangle Strategy looked great. We talked about Arceus.
Oh, yeah.
And Starfield, I'm ready for it. I just don't know why. And there's a lovely GIF that went along with that. So anyway, that is it for that thread. Let's go ahead and move on to the next because this got retweeted a bunch of different places. So do you want to get the next person, Mr. 5000? Let me zoom in on Lucas Egan, which is honestly everywhere. Hold on, let me look up see where Lucas Egan is nowadays. By the way, always shares our stuff. He is the digital content producer at the Review Journal, the Game Awards future class member, and a co-host of Land Party Pod.
Nice. Lucas states, the games I can't wait for, like Pokemon Legends, Horizon, and more. Dude, Horizon's gonna be so good.
I hope. That might be the one that makes me like go to the store and get my PlayStation 5 legit at the store, not from some shady person on the street.
Dude, Horizon. Oh my god, it's gonna be awesome.
Next up, WTF Famicom, What the Famicom, a gaming podcast, says The Kingpin, Life of Crime, and Blade Runner remasters. You can never be sure. Like, does What the Famicom speak truths, or is it heresy?
It's got to be Blade Runner remastered. Those are movies.
Those are movies.
Well,
they're playing us. What the Famicom?
Surely they're worse than Blade Runner games. Probably like CD-ROM, like Blade Runner games that were like FMV stuff.
Yeah. It's always, you never know what you're going to get from What the Famicom. You want to get Hammer Fist Prime, which is at Tech It to the Max on Twitter, and they are a jack of all trades, master of nuds. They call him Joe. Unmatched geek intensity. So you can find him on Twitch.
All right.
What do they say?
And Hammer Fist Prime states, definitely next generation games being fully realized with the new hardware and the continued innovation in the indie game space. Dude, I'm so ready for the next gen games, man. I'm so tired of playing games that have been optimized for last generation.
I am to some extent. I'm okay with it because, I didn't play as many last gen games, and the Xbox that doesn't exist according to you has done a really good job of improving them, but I do wish they would add auto HDR to some games that don't have it. All right, next up we have Ducks in Disguise, which is the content creator and director of content for at Digitized Entertainment. Also the co-host of Finer Things. Says, the one game I really want to play is Breath of the Wild 2. After so many hours in the original, I can't wait to see what's next. On the hardware front, I think PS VR2 is going to be very, very interesting. Do you want? Let's check into the replies. It looks like Hammer Fist jumps in there. Do you want to get them?
Yeah, man. Hammer Fist states they're stoked about PSVR 2. I still need to finish Breath of the Wild, the original one. I have time. Ha ha ha.
Hammer Fist. Hammer Fist. You haven't finished Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's a long game.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's a good game, though. Could you imagine playing that in VR?
Dude. Shut your face.
So, yeah, I said that I was going to ask you about VR because I haven't looked into it, and you're going to have to explain that voodoo magic, in which you did. You explained us some voodoo magic. All right.
Some of these games that are coming out are going to be doo-doo magic.
All right. Do you want to get Budget Arcade Podcast?
Yeah. Budget Arcade Podcast says, I'm most excited to see at GMR Center. I don't know what that is. Come to full fruition with their steaming platform.
Yeah. Looks like some sort of streaming platform. Let's see. GMR Center, create, empower, game.
All right.
Must be a Twitch fighter.
Okay. Well, they say that they can't wait for GMR Center to come to full fruition with their streaming platform that will allow streamers to be tipped in crypto, as well as the ability to mint NFT from their stream clips.
So things go a little off here. So I said, ooh, that sounds nifty. Now, the NFT thing I'm not so keen on, but that's because I'm still trying to wrap my head around its purpose. I should,
No
since I'm an
effing
artist.
thanks.
But no effing thanks has been one of those things that seem to not hold much inherent value. So we kind of have a little back and forth, and thank you for Budget for trying to explain it to me. However, it's one of my trigger words, my trigger terms. You want to get you want to read Budget Arcade and I'll do the other. I'll do us.
Sure. Just like real art, why is a Picasso worth so much? Because someone said it was, or we all believe it. Same with NFT.
Now hold up a minute. Now this hurts me. I am an
Hold
art
up a
educator. Like they pay me to do the arts and teaches it. So I couldn't help myself. So the thing is, I don't like. I get what he's saying. It's because it's popular. People say it's worth money. Therefore, it is money. But Picasso's a bad example of that because Picasso was also responsible for multiple styles of art and the philosophies, the concepts behind why those arts were there. There is some sort of cult of personality stuff going on with Picasso. He was extremely famous, but he was a very important part of the art world. I believe he has more inherent value than NFT does. Also, I don't think it's completely critic-driven with him. Now, I will say... Yeah, am art educator. Picasso's pretty rad in my opinion. But Picasso could do stuff at the age of 15 that would knock most people that are realist painters out of the water. So, without turning this into a art education episode, let's move on. Do you want to get... Because I went off.
It was just an example. How about Andy Warhol?
Okay,
Right?
So I did tell him.
Right there, Travis?
Yeah, so I don't think he saw my other comment because there was more. There was more to my Picasso thought processes. So I put, however, I kind of get what you were saying. I'm trying to be understanding. There is an inherent elitism in the art world where critics control what is considered quote-unquote good, usually, though, by relying on obtuse thought process above aesthetic and utilitarianism. Sorry, Rowdy. I didn't mean to go crazy. Basically,
nerd.
Basically, they say it's almost too good for you peasants. It's kind of how the art world feels, right? They are on a higher level than you. They're at a higher echelon. They know more than you. That's what NFT is to me. That's kind of what I explained. It's like it's this group of people that are so elite, that it's almost so kind of like boomer. You don't do NFTs?
What if it was an NFT of a bunch of peasants eating cake?
You got to watch out. She got her head chopped off, yo.
But would it be a digital head and a digital guillotine?
Rowdy, no. I got lost on Twitter too. I clicked things. We started talking. He used Andy Warhol next as an example, and Andy Warhol he was a commercial artist that made people look at the real world of commercial art. Things got weird. Then there were bananas taped to the wall that we were talking about, and that's garbage. Have you seen the banana taped to the wall?
Oh yeah. Did you see the guy that walked right up to it, picked it off of there and ate it?
Okay. Yes. So, okay. So there is some legitimacy to what he's saying. Like, I think if he would have used the banana taped to the wall and said it's because they said it was art. Yeah, that is some group of people that think they know more than you trying to claim that is art. Duct taping a banana to the wall is not art. All right. Next up is WASD and Beyond Podcast. You want to get this one, Rowdy?
Yeah, man. They state that they are looking forward to Stalker 2 and the Steam Deck. very excited for mobile LAN parties. Bruh. The Steam Deck.
Yes, and it will.
I want so bad.
I'm excited for it. I'm hoping I can get one for my wife because there's a bunch of Stardew Valley-esque games that I think she would like, but I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to be a little too complicated for her because...
Dude, no. You dock it to the TV. You run the Steam OS. It's basically like when you hit that Steam OS button in the top right corner of Steam. It's going to be awesome, man. You hush your mouth.
Okay, fine. Now, I replied to them, mobile LAN parties. That sounds amazing. Probably a lot easier to set up than back in the day. And I shared an image of some dude hanging from duct tape like it's Mission Impossible, but with LAN parties. Also, I put that I think we need to order some pizza. So, very important. You need the pizza. Unless you want to go fancier, maybe you get some sushi from DoorDash, whatever, Okay, next up we have Texas Blues, who does some stuff on the YouTubes, also listens to the show, says, a computer that can finally run Crysis. You want to get the reply there?
Why get a computer that can run Crysis when you can have a fridge that plays Skyrim?
Heck yeah! That's way more important. Now, the question is, does the Xbox fridge play Skyrim?
No.
All right. Next up is GNR Frank, who is a listener, a friend of the show. Also, he let me pull over his Twitch so I can make sure to read it right. My internet is going slow. By the way, y'all don't know this, but the lights went out and everything's all crazy right now. All right, GNR Frank is
I had to do some editing magic.
It's been bad. GNR Frank is a YouTube content creator specializing in gaming tech reviews and Let's Plays. So he stated, which is probably my favorite one of the whole thing. In 2022, I'm excited to see Ulfric Stormcloak take his spot on the throne as the true High King of Skyrim. Yes.
Dude, what
yes.
if the next Elder Scrolls game is just a remaster of Skyrim from the ground up, completely redone? Just Skyrim again.
I would say I'm mad about it, but then I would buy it. Like, I was talking about that the other day. Like, what if they made Skyrim multiplayer? I want co-op Skyrim. I'd play the heck out of co-op Skyrim. I'd play it for the 400th time. That's all they take. But I let him know that he is a man of upstanding character. To Ulfric! Yes. All right, let's go ahead and do the next thread. And we might have to check some of the retweets. There's some more on there. Next up, oh man, this internet is going slow. We're going to have to fill time with things and stuff. That might be it. Wow, I thought we had some more on there. They might be hidden. They might be hidden in other things. If we didn't get you on the show, guys, and you responded, sorry. I think we had some issues with the electricity then, and I will try to retweet them or something like that. So thank y'all for those that shared it out with other people. Let us know if you want to join in the future. Hey, I found them. I found more. I knew there was more. All right. Do you want to get Mr. Anthony Obsessed with Halo Infinite Shelton? Let me zoom it in for you and make sure to check his Twitter. I Am Shelton is the writer, producer, video editor of Gaming Trend. So, you want to get
all
his?
Right. Anthony says he finally wants to finally see. What is this crap, Travis? Okay, sorry. Stuff was popping up on the screen.
Something just popped up on the screen.
Anthony says, finally see the next-gen consoles take off in full glory. again. I'm tired of these Xbox One, PS4 games. I've got a 5. I want to play PS5 games.
I won't play in PS5 games. No, I don't like those lower numbers. All right, next up, at the Jeffrey Moore says, I want to play Breath of the Wild 2. Splatoon 3. I forgot about Splatoon 3. Yes.
I'm going to sit
I'd rather
that
play
one out.
Splatoon 3 than Battlefield. What?
Yeah, I'm going to sit Splatoon 3 out.
Oh, I'm in.
I don't
Punk
know.
rock Splatoon, Rowdy. It's punk rock Splatoon. Like, I feel like it should be a real band, you know? And Elden Ring. And too many indies to count. Curse to Golf and Silksong come to mind. Curse to Golf? I'm not familiar.
Elden Ring. It's a From Software game. The games that are a bunch of stinky, dirty poo-poo. And I hate them. And it's like...
Oh, Rowdy.
Elden
He loves these games.
Ring.
Rowdy has thoughts. Rowdy has lots of thoughts on this game.
From
all right,
Software.
next up.
They're my favorite game companies.
Next up is at the _ Goomba, which is not Boo. He's very, very fun Twitter. Says,
Tony.
hopefully, yeah, Tony's the best. Hopefully the newer systems reach some of their potential. They both seem to be in a bit of a false start at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that's what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a going back and forth, and he's looking for a reason to upgrade soon. I made sure to let him know because he's been very into Nintendo lately. I've been on the opposite end of it where I'm barely picking it up, and it makes me feel broken inside as a lifelong Nintendo nerd.
Well, I mean, his Twitter is the Goomba.
It is the Goomba. It makes a lot of sense. Rowdy, I don't know if you should read the next one,
Oh, I'll read it.
but I'm going to let you read it. By the Grief Burrito Gaming Podcast. They are the #1 gaming podcast on Podchaser.
They stated, very excited to see how Elden Ring manages the open world aspect along with the planned enemy encounters in their usual Dark Souls style.
This game looks pretty as heck, Rowdy. Look at those graphics. The art style looks legit.
Elden Ring looks pretty. I want to play some Elden.
Rowdy! Be nice to the podcasters. All right, so I let him know that I'm ready to watch other people play them as my screen goes black, because that's just how this is today. That just completely died. So
Nice.
I think that was the end right there of there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to Discord. Thank y'all on Twitter for responding. I don't know what's going on with the tech. Electricity went out. Everything's going wrong at this point. So let's go ahead and jump over to Rowdy. I guess I'm going to read them because everything is broken.
Okay.
To the Kraken Crew Discord, which says all sorts of terrible things. Let's whenever we ask them, they are excited about Harry Potter. So much Harry Potter. Now, I don't know much about this this game yet. Are you familiar with what this Harry Potter game is supposed to be like?
Imagine, what's the best way to put it? It's like an open world action RPG set in the world of Harry Potter at Hogwarts. Like,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, you make your own character and then you basically experience Hogwarts.
Sweet.
You
All
know,
right, next
where
up.
everybody takes a dump in the corner because there's actually no bathrooms there.
Ah, that's lovely, Rowdy. Okay, next up. Okay, next up we have Game Witness Discord. Drufus says he's excited. He said, seriously? Do we even have to ask? Hello Kitty Adventure Island, of course.
Always,
or Elden Ring.
always.
One of the two. Yeah. Okay, next up we have Green Bay Shoulder. He left a pretty good one. So he's excited for Breath of the Wild 2 and Valve's Steam Deck. Loved playing through the first Breath of the Wild, so he can't wait for a sequel. And the supposed new gameplay mechanics, going through walls, flying, and reversing time during gameplay. That's cool. I didn't realize some of that was in the game.
In the I don't know if there's multiple trailers for Breath of the Wild 2, but one that I've seen recently, like you kind of like looks like you turn into a liquid and then like reverse osmosis through some rocks.
Interesting. All right, next up, he says the Steam Deck looks so cool, and if it delivers, will be a good value, especially given the chip shortages. Look out, Nintendo Switch! Valve is coming to let off Steam while decking you in the face. There's so much pun. Next up, we have Rhinestone Cowboy says, probably Kirby for me. Been waiting for a 3D one for a long time. Agreed.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we have Tyson says, for me, it's Breath of the Wild 2, obviously, but also Bayonetta 3. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Bayonetta 3 and maybe Splatoon 3. I want to see what is going to make Splatoon 3 worth getting. 2 didn't really add enough after 1, but it was on the new platform. 3 is on the same platform, so I'm interested in seeing if it'll be worth my time. There's lots of numbers in there. I got confused.
Bayonetta and Splatoon 3. I'm starting the movement right now.
Yes.
Bayonetta and Splatoon. Make it happen.
Yes, let's do that. It should be so much taller. It'd be like but would it be like, whenever you'd play GoldenEye back in the day and everybody tried to pick Odd Job?
Kinda.
Yeah. Of course, I think Odd Job you could never get a headshot because you could really not tilt up as much.
Miyamoto, stop being scared.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do this. Yeah.
Bayonetta and
Splatoon. Wagos says Elden Ring for him with Breath of the Wild 2 and Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak coming later. Of course, if Street Fighter 6 happens to release this year, it might take over my life. But right now, we don't know anything about it. Well, that's a thought. I didn't think about that one.
Rumors.
And finally, oh my God, we have the Texas Discord. This will be our last one, and this is probably the funniest name I've seen on here.
Oh no!
From Comrade Brony Leo from Russia. If EA do a good, new, not remastered, Need for Speed, that's his dream. So, that name, good Lord.
Nice.
That's a Reddit name right there. This is for the Reddit Texas Discord, by the way. Next up is Swift Dragon 899. Slime Rancher 2. Definitely going to be an instant buy. I didn't even think about that. I asked, what's going to be improved on it? Is it extra slimy? And they didn't know. There's a trailer, but they have complete faith in it. So
Slime Rancher is a really popular game, man. I'm surprised they're making a second one. I mean,
yeah,
it's just been this long,
right,
since the first one came out.
Well, that is it for bonus points. There might be some more hidden on the internet. I don't know. Go find it. See who retweeted. I know Grief Burrito and a couple of others have retweeted it. So you may see more stuff over there. But thanks to everybody for joining in. We'll have another one of these soon. So keep looking for it on Twitter. And I think that's the episode, Rowdy.
Is that it?
That is it. I was thinking it was going to be a 3-hour episode. We managed to be done in less than 2 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else before we close shop and go back into the real world?
Nah, that's it for me, homie.
Darn it. Back to the real world. Okay, guys, that is it for us. We will be back when we're back. Just follow us on Twitter. Maybe I need to finally start that mailing list. I'm having people reach out to us. Thank y'all for checking in, seeing when we're going to release. It is very helpful. whenever we hear from y'all and see that y'all actually want to listen. And thanks to whoever the heck started listening in December, because we didn't release anything, and that was like one of our best months last year.
Nice.
Yeah, don't know where they came from, but we like you. Thank you. Come visit. Come join. Hang out a while. Share the show with everybody, with all the lamers you know. And you guys have a great day.
Elden Ring is from Software's.
Rowdy, stop it!